Chester and Playa del Rey have experienced a flight in which residents have decided to send their children to schools elsewhere, like South Bay schools, private schools. What would you do to bring the children of residents back to our neighborhood schools?
I mean, this is the fundamental issue in that where I said my second priority, but quite frankly the most important priority for the long run economic vitality of our city is addressing education. Right? Is making sure that in every school there's an after school program and making sure that it's a 24/7 priority so that it's not just about what's happening during the day, but that every school in the city is a community center where we're offering wraparound services for the community or educational outlets. At the end of the day, we need to increase the amount of education and recreational outlets across the city. That is the number one most important priority for the long run economic vitality of our city. So as mayor, I will be hands-on, I will be visiting every school, I will be visiting the communities, the families in those communities, and tell them, get their kids back into our school system to improve it. Because it is sad what's going on, and it's sad that we kind of think always, well, it's just a school district. Or we've gotten in governance battles with the school district. Instead of thinking about governance, we should be thinking about service delivery. Right? I don't care who runs the schools, who runs the school, but what I do care is that the mayor and everyone in City Hall takes responsibility for education of our young people. Right? And that we use the assets that we have, such as schools, to the best of the ability. If it's not being used a certain day, it's an underutilized asset. We're not extracting as much value out of it, and we should be using it for the community. And they should be centers for the community. Education is my number one priority for the long run economic vitality of our city. Look, I hope you got a sense of where I'm coming from, and where I'm coming from is, you know, of independence, but rooted in real progressive values. And I believe the only way that our society has progress is if we don't leave any community behind. And I believe investments, and I come from the investment world. I did work at Goldman Sachs, which for some people is a bad word. I've also worked at McKinsey & Company. I've also been on a point in the U.S. Department of the Treasury working on workforce issues. And actually was the person that brought together our stakeholders to create Skills for America's Future, to address the skills mismatch in America. And I want to do the same thing here in LA. Because at the end of the day, the future of our country, the future of our city, relies on the fact whether or not we have a skilled workforce. And that starts with our young people, but it doesn't end there. Education should be family-oriented. Education should be for anyone that wants to continue learning a new skill. That is the reason, the main reason we have the highest unemployment rate isn't because we were a bigger victim to the economic crisis. It's because our workforce hasn't responded as quickly. Right? And we can talk about the business environment all day long, but I talk to my friends in the business world and say, it's not just the business environment. At the end of the day, if I'm a CEO, I'll bring my company here. I'm willing to pay more fees and taxes if I have a workforce that's skilled and I actually have consumers that I can sell to. That's at the end of the day what it means. Look, we have a clear choice. We have 3 elected officials who are running, who quite frankly vote together 99% of the time. Right? There's not much daylight in between them. And if you're happy with the way things are going, then they're great choices. Don't even look at me. Don't even look into me. But I'm saying that I'm not. I don't believe what they're saying because they've had their chance. And quite frankly, I'd be happier to vote for them if they would stand up here and say, I made a mistake and I'm going to do things differently. But they're not. They're talking about baby steps, and that's not real progress. We have a clear opportunity to go in a new direction. I present myself, public, private, nonprofit experience, and someone that understands the problems firsthand of our city. And I will take the city in a new direction. So join me on March 5th. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
New member.